Yaneek Page is an interesting young entrepreneur and she's following her dreams on lawsuit financing. Who's Yaneek Page? Don't miss part 2 of her story in The Achievers.
The Achievers is brought to you by RBTT Bank, your way ahead.
A click online saves time and gives an RBTT customer like me the convenient internet banking service I need. RBTT NetBank allows me to manage all my accounts, pay my utility bills, repay my RBTT loan and credit card, transfer funds, and much more 24 hours a day. Contact your RBTT branch or call 960-RBTT. That's 960-7288 to sign up for service in a click. RBTT NetBank. RBTT Bank. Your way ahead.
It's your life. Make the most of it. At COK, our business is about making your money do more for you. Every stage of your life. We're not just here for you when you need a loan. We're here to help you create wealth and make your money grow. Come into a COK branch near you and let's discuss which of our wealth management products is right for you so you can make the most out of life. COK for life.
For those who came in late, a bold young entrepreneur, Yaneek Page, has established an innovative small business called Future Services International Limited. It's not yet a well-known business, but it is consistent with our own definition of true entrepreneurship, an element of risk-taking coupled with the novelty of the business. Now, last week we learned that the company, which describes itself as Jamaica's first legal funding and litigant support company, seeks to take the risk in funding certain court cases and that its returns largely depended on the outturn of the cases. Its young principal, Yaneek Page, told me she had a major challenge sourcing startup funding from the traditional commercial banks, and so she started the business by combining her own savings with that of her husband, plus loans from her mother. This week we take a look at the young woman behind Future Services International.
Tell us about your background and education.
I'm a risk management practitioner. I live it, and it really forms the basis of the business venture that I'm embarking on right now. And I also have a degree in management studies and psychology and a master's degree in social policy. I'm not an attorney at law, but I'm a proud graduate of the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute of Social and Economic Studies, really. So I'm a social entrepreneur. And, I really believe firmly in nation building. I believe strongly that we all have a responsibility to try and make the country better. And I'm hoping that this venture will advance that dream.
You're a very successful young entrepreneur. What advice can you give to other young entrepreneurs who want to start a company in Jamaica?
I feel so passionately about this. The first thing I'd like to say to some of my colleagues who are young professionals who have the great ideas, I know many of them do, and they're sitting there and they're afraid to go out there, I would say go for it, because really these ideas and these dreams that you have can actually become viable businesses. So don't be afraid to make that move to go out there and become an entrepreneur. But then there are also some fundamentals. I mean, there are challenges as it relates to funding. There are challenges as it relates to getting the manpower together. There are huge challenges. And one piece of advice I definitely give you is to be careful about, or be very selective in establishing a banking relationship. Ensure that the bank that you are currently, establishing a relationship with is a bank that is able to grow with your business. Because if you establish a relationship with a bank that does not promote small business development, you will be at a significant disadvantage. You really will be. So I believe that banking relationships are important, and there are many options now for small business financing. Unfortunately, some of them still are, the requirements are still too much of a challenge for young entrepreneurs. So just be prepared for failure, but hope for and strive for success.
Mrs. Page is encouraging those seeking to become entrepreneurs not to be deterred by failure, but to learn from failure.
Certainly, because I did. I mean, at 17, I started a business, and it really was not a success at all. But there are lessons that I took from that, and it has made me a better, stronger person today. You really have to know the fundamentals. You really have to do the research. You really have to have a solid business plan. You really have to have a solid marketing plan, and you really have to get your homework done before you go out there. You really have to get the support of family, friends, colleagues. Rely on a network that is around you, and establish one possibly before going out there. There's so many factors that come into play, but there is something called creative destruction. This is really a concept, and it's very real, because the truth is that if 9 out of 10 new businesses fail, the simple deduction is that you probably have to try 10 times before you have one good business idea. So you really have to be prepared for the reality that your business may fail. But don't be afraid of that, because if it fails, at least you know that there was that possibility and you're ready to go again. Get up, brush yourself off, and start again.
How has your family helped you along the way?
The support mechanism is so important. But, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a daughter, and I have been able to rely heavily on that family support. It's important, especially as it relates to financing. Sometimes really when you're ready to start your business, you have to rely on the family support, taking from this one, taking from that one. They are the ones who help you. And then, of course, don't be afraid to use those resources to get the business up and running. Don't discount the knowledge that persons who are older than you may have. Some of them are much wiser, they're far more experienced. So really, there has been that support mechanism from so many persons, family, friends, colleagues, people who you can bounce your ideas off, and they really sit and tell you. And so you can't expect to be able to do it alone. You really have to pull on every resource possible and try and take people's advice. It really does assist you in formulating the business and pushing it forward.
What is your vision for the future of the justice system in Jamaica?
Is that we will have a justice system that can meet the needs, properly serve the needs of all the Jamaicans who need to access that system. A justice system that is responsive, that is efficient, and that is fair to all Jamaicans, and that can, in a timely matter, conduct the duties that it has been charged to do. Because as we know, there are many challenges. There is a justice reform report that speaks to those challenges, and I'm hoping that we will see a new day for justice in Jamaica.
Yaneek's page, Future Services International, a study in entrepreneurship and business unusual.
The Achievers is brought to you by RBTT Bank, your way ahead.
You've just watched On a Personal Note, our unique personal financial program which seeks to educate, elucidate, and motivate. I'm Owen James. To give feedback or to purchase copies of this program, do email us at allmedia6@cwjamaica.com or telephone 754-6475 on weekdays. You may also view a rebroadcast of this program on TVJ at 9 a.m. each Monday.
On a Personal Note is brought to you by Grace Kennedy and Company Limited. We think the world of you. RBTT Bank, your way ahead. National Commercial Bank, building a better Jamaica. Sure Advance Plus from JMMB. JMMB, your goals, full stop. And COK, invest in your future today.